Good morning, guys. Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing? So, Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin morning update. And yeah, what a morning it is for Bitcoin. So yeah, we'll go straight over to those charts. So yeah, straight over to the 4-hour chart. As you can see, yeah, basically, we hit our 27k target. So we broke out the top of this resistance, and we back tested it. And then we continued all the way to our target, and basically beyond as well. So yeah, overshooting targets is basically whenever you have a macro target, you will do either one of two things. You'll either overshoot it, or or it'll get front ran and you'll undershoot it. I guess undershoot is not really a word, but yeah, you'll get front ran or you'll overshoot. So it looks like we've gone for the overshoot. That is not to say that we can't continue onwards and upwards. But it is just to say, for me, we have hit this target now. So any bots, any algos, any larger time frame traders, yeah, all those sorts of people will be looking at basically looking at this level pretty carefully to see what happens. Obviously, if it continues upwards and doesn't show any sign of weakness, they'll stay in their positions and the trend will continue. Or if we do start to show any sort of weakness up here, then that could quickly trigger a lot of take profit. Sells. So yeah, we got to monitor this carefully now. We haven't got too much target wise to target. All I could really say is that, well, is this trend line gonna mean anything? It could do. Are we gonna get to this trend line and bounce off it? That could come anywhere around 30k and bounce off the underside. You guys know that I'm not too interested in trend lines like this. I much prefer horizontals and horizontal targets based off obviously projected moves, which obviously this 27k is. So yeah, very interesting times for Bitcoin. We are at an interesting time in the price action as well. So yeah, this is obviously happening over a holiday period, over a weekend. It is now Sunday also now. So yeah, I mean, the period between Christmas and New Year is a lightly traded period, with lower volumes. So it will be interesting to see what happens when markets open tomorrow. But we are at an important level basically. Maybe not people necessarily wanting to take shorts, but certainly people taking profits. I mean, people certainly taking profits that traded this breakout or traded this larger breakout would be looking to take profits. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye. One thing I'm also keeping a keen eye on is this monthly 9. You guys will know how much I do like the TD sequential. You can see in these big massive bull runs, we got a monthly 9 here that didn't really do a lot. We had weakness into that 9. We had a monthly 9 here, which actually we did get a blow off top, come back down, and the next candle then did come back down as well. So whilst it doesn't necessarily look like we got much of a reaction off that 9, we did in fact have a reaction off that 9, that monthly 9. So if I can get my if this is gonna work, yes it is, to give us some indication of how much of a move down that was, from the high of the 9 candle to the low of the subsequent candle. That is a 40% move, guys. Right, so I know that you'll be looking at this chart thinking, well, the 9 didn't do anything, we continued onwards and upwards. Great. Yeah, we did have a 40% move from the high of that 9 candle to the low of the next candle, and then yeah, we did then continue upwards. 1 to 4 candle correction happened to be, well, actually just that one candle, and the candle didn't even close that lower, but that is a 40% move, guys. That's a 40% move off a monthly 9. And the next one, I mean, we didn't coincide with this 9. We didn't actually get the 9. Look, we price flipped before we got the 9. Didn't have any 9s this whole period until now. So not that we are at the high of this candle, the closing high of this candle yet. We could close higher. I mean, not necessarily close higher. We could trade higher and then close lower or whatever, but we're not at the high of the candle. So what would a 40% move down off this monthly 9 be? It would take us down to to around 17k, to around 17k. So anyone tells you that's not on the cards is basically it's well, when I say not on the cards, anyone that tells you that's not possible, anyone that says that's not possible, it is incorrect. Even the crazy moon boys that from the high of this candle, the high of this 9 to basically the high of the trend, even the crazy moon boys that are expecting a massive move to the upside, and this move was a subsequently nearly 600% from basically the high of that 9 candle to the high of this trend. So that is fine. They can still expect a 600% move to the upside. I'm not saying that isn't going to happen, but what I am saying, there is a possibility of a 40% retracement in the meantime. But let's just look though at what 600% puts us at. Also, let's get some. Oh, I've hit it just under, but hey, we'll see roughly what it is. 600% is so yeah. I mean, I know people that are talking about 150k BTC. Yeah, very, very likely we could be getting. I don't know why I said very likely. It is a possibility. It is a possibility that we could get to basically nearly 200k Bitcoin based off this move from here. And then what I would say also is that this 9 is only the first 9 in this trend upwards. So you could say that's akin to this 9 here. And then we then proceeded to get another one, and then before we then ultimately got a high. So I mean, if like this is just pure, just for the sake of it, guys. This is a 3,300%. We'll just say about a 3,000% move. I don't realistically think that this is much help to anybody. But a 3,000% move puts us at roughly speaking. Well, you can see the number there. I don't even know if I want to say it. Nearly $1 million per Bitcoin. 800 odd thousand per Bitcoin. So I'm not saying that is what is going to happen in this bull run. But hey, the similar percentage gains have happened. And this is not, Bitcoin has obviously been around since 2010. So we are not talking about the crazy price moves back then. We are just talking about the price moves from 2016 to the end of 2017. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? But anyway, but what I will say is in the immediate term, the more actionable warning signs for me are the fact we could get up to a 40%. I mean, it doesn't have to be as 40%. It could be more than 40%, but we have got to be cognizant of the fact we could get a severe pullback at any point based off this monthly 9. And then like I said, the people that are going to be hating on me saying that is not, I've just shown you, that is not to say that we don't then continue for another 600% up or even another 3,000% up to nearly 200k Bitcoin or nearly 1 million Bitcoin. So wow, just ridiculous things to say, aren't they, guys? It does seem ridiculous. Anyway, so that being said, on the monthly, let's have a look at some of the other TDs. I mean, you can see these bi-weekly TD 9s. 9 halted us in our tracks. 9 halted us in our tracks. 9 halted us in our tracks there. That 9 didn't really. If we look at the weekly. Nothing really coming in on the weekly. The 9 did hold us in our tracks there, sideways. The 9 halted us in our tracks there. Yep. Let's have a look at the 5-day. 5-day 9, basically, we traded sideways after that. That would have been a 9, traded down from there. 9 traded down from there. 9 traded down from there. 9 traded up from there because that was a buy 9. So this is just to show you that the TD sequential is a powerful indicator. It isn't correct. It isn't not like it's not correct. It doesn't always indicate a trend reversal, but it can often indicate a trend reversal. That is not the correct word. Not necessarily a trend reversal, but even just a pause in the trend. I always say sideways to down. So we could trade down, or we could just trade sideways and then continue. So not necessarily a trend reversal, but it would be a trend reversal if we went down to 16k on, like, say, the medium time frame. But yeah, just not the macro basically. So yes, the daily. What is the daily looking like? Daily, as you can see, the daily 9 gave us weakness there. Not too many of the daily 9s look that useful. Weakness on that one. Traded sideways into that one and then broke up. That one didn't do much. That one didn't do a lot. I mean, in the context of this larger trend upwards, the daily 9s were obviously going to struggle to do much with the macro bullish trend. Obviously, when we trade more sideways, you can see the daily 9s have a better effect, as you can see just here. But yeah, we were playing with larger time frame macro moves for those daily TDs to really help us out, whereas obviously the 5 days kind of, as you can see, were more useful, were definitely more useful because they're high time frame TD 9s. So right, I feel like I've spoke about the TD sequential enough. So yeah, be aware of the monthly one, acceleration into the monthly 9, and a potential 40% pullback. This would not look bad at all. A 40% pullback. I mean, if we look at this on the monthly to well, we're pulling back into roughly the wicks highs of these candles here. So it is definitely not a crazy price target for a pullback and then blasting on upwards. I know people do kind of infatuate with the actual basically roughly 20k high here, but that is just a wick. The candle closed down here. That's around 14k. The wick high of the next candle was around 17k. So I wouldn't say 20k in itself is the most efficacious backtest level of this overall move. If anything, and I know 17k is a 40% pullback from here is 17k. This would be the actual the best pullback level aesthetics wise looking at this chart, and that is actually around 14k. So obviously 14k is well, it's near enough a 50% pullback. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be annoying a lot of moon boys here, but I just will caveat this by the fact that that I'm realistically just comparing us to here, where we did then carry on absolutely moon boy trooping straight upwards, another 600%. So to what wouldn't be the equivalent of nearly 200k Bitcoin. So I'm not saying that isn't going to happen at all. And to be honest, I don't even make predictions like that anyway. We'll just trade what we see in the time frame that we trade in. But yeah, that is what we are. That is what we are potentially looking at. Let's look at some other. Let's just have a look at some altcoins. Bitcoin dominance, as you can see, altcoins just getting absolutely trolleyed again, absolutely wrecked. You can see we broke out of the descending broadening wedge. I mean, roughly speaking, we'd be looking at a 40% move to the upside from the breakout of a descending broadening wedge. That is the target, and we have so far only hit a 9%. 40. I don't even want to look at it. 40% takes us a lot higher. So yeah, we have potentially got plenty of room to run in the context of this trend. If we have a look at Ethereum, Bitcoin as well, absolutely trolleyed. Yeah, absolutely hammered. I mean, we are hitting an area of quite a lot of basically historic trading. So the VPVR indicator would obviously have a high volume node here in this area. So this is going to be resistance, support. Can it reverse the trend though, or does it just give it a bit of a bounce? We'll just have to see. We'll have to see. But Ethereum is a good altcoin. Obviously Bitcoin is getting all the interest. I do expect, being the number 2, all its use cases, ETH 2.0. I mean, these are just more crystal ball speculations. I do think Ethereum will have the spotlight turned to it eventually, and this will start to recover. Whether it basically takes out these highs and continues upwards, I don't know. But I do think this isn't just going to die relative to Bitcoin. But that being said, if Bitcoin goes to about 200k, I do expect this will be considerably lower. So that I will say that. What else do we want? There's nothing really else we want to look at on here. I mean, Ethereum USD pairing, as you can see, is still holding up there, as you would expect with obviously Bitcoin going nuts. it's not going down. It is holding up there. So, but yeah, like I said, at some point I'd expect at the very least a retrace. Things that go down in a straight line, you can just see things don't go down in a straight line. Same as Bitcoin going up. No, sorry, not this one. Same as Bitcoin. Bitcoin going up. Things don't go up in a straight line. Things will have pullbacks. We're on a monthly here still. Let's go to the 4 hour. Things don't just go up in a straight line. They have pullbacks. It's just how markets trade. It is the meandering nature of markets. So yeah, this has been a pretty parabolic move. In much the same way this one was here, and if anything, you could argue this one was actually more parabolic. More parabolic. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's roughly equal, isn't it? I mean, to be honest, this was what we used for the price target for this one. So yeah. And then what happened then? We did get get a lot of sideways to down. If we do look at what the percentage move was from the high of this initial move up to this low of this wick, yeah, that was an 8% move. So we could be looking at if this was a local top, we could be looking at a range here of down to, I mean, 25k. I mean, I would realistically probably say 25k would put it in a level here. So we could be looking at a range here now between, say, 28 and 25k. We could be. These are just all could be. These all just could be maybes. We'll just have to see what happens. But yeah, things don't go up in a straight line. And I'm not saying they've got to come back down, although we could have a retrace of 40% based on previous monthly 9 performances in bull trends, and that just mean nothing to the overall trend. That could just be a BTFD opportunity to get nearly half price Bitcoin before we then go up another 600%, which actually from that low point is more than 600% because I measured it from the high. So yeah, some crazy talk, for you guys this Sunday morning. I don't know, like, what you guys are gonna make of that. So yeah, I'm sure there's something in there for all you guys, the bulls and the bears, the people wanting low prices, the people wanting high prices. We've got 200k and 1 million Bitcoin price targets. We've got 40% pullbacks from here price targets. We got something for everybody, guys. We've got a little bit of something for everybody in this video. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I will speak to you guys later on today.